Hello everybody, this is Freddy Aguilar with a profile here in YouTube called Deep Quotes. This is a redo on my thoughts about the movie The Avengers, and that after I talk about the movie I'll be mentioning some other stuff as well, and just mentioning how there will be other video clips that I'll make as well. So so right now I'll go straight into my thoughts on the movie. The movie, it was good. Had action. It had a lot of comedy in it. Like there was some really funny parts in the movie, and that it was very like grand, epic, dramatic due to the alien invasion in the movie and how the Avengers had to fight in the alien invasion. So yeah, to see all the comic book characters come together, that was a big thing. It was a good thing, and the actors who were playing the superheroes, and the other actors playing the characters as well. So of course I cannot leave that out. So yeah, and also of course to see the villain, who is Loki, the stepbrother of Thor, and to see what he was doing, and of course to see some of the reasons why he was doing what he was doing. So yeah, the only issue I've had with this movie was the fact that there was an alien invasion, and that what happens, the reason why that was an issue for me, especially when I first saw the trailers, because it got me to do some thinking, and also how I've noticed how some of the other movies had alien invasions, and how the new movies, which happen to be like the Transformers 3, this movie, The Avengers, and also a few other movies, which are Battleship and Man in Black 3, and how they had alien invasions in that as well. And I'm sorry if I was being repetitive. Well, that and the fact that I felt like they sort of took the idea of the alien invasion from the other movies that were released in the last few years, such as Skyline or Battle LA, and so, but the thing is, once I had a chance to watch the movie, my issue with the alien invasion became not so much of an issue, as there was a better understanding, and at least there was like an explanation of why is that there was an alien invasion and what that was. And so I will tell you why there was, and that, just to give you a heads up, it's going to be a spoiler alert. I'll be talking about some of the things from the movie, but don't worry, I'm not going to tell you the whole thing of what happened, and I won't tell you the ending. So yeah, so okay, with the alien invasion, what happened is this: Loki, the brother of Thor, Loki had spent some time in other planets and in space, and he happened to come across the Chitauri, and that Loki and the Chitauri have made a deal. The deal being that the Chitauri are willing to give their army to Loki for Loki to use so as to invade Earth, since Loki has a plan to become a king or a ruler of Earth. And at the same time, Loki has to find the Terrasac cube. It's like a glowing, a glowing blue cube, and that Loki has to find it, since that's something that the Chitauri are looking for and they want it for themselves. And that if Loki's not able to get the cube, then the Chitauri mentioned that they will then get angry at Loki and just come after him, and like they will hunt him down no matter where he goes, or no matter how he will try to hide himself, they'll just come after him. So yeah, and that in the movie, especially beginning, there is the Nick Fury with Shield. They were doing testings of the cube, and they thought, and that for some reason the cube was somehow able to turn itself on, and it keeps building up power. It keeps powering itself up to the point that they thought, oh crap, it's going to explode. But then apparently it didn't. Instead, it just made like a small little portal from which Loki comes out of, and then once Loki comes out of the portal and is on Earth within the headquarters of the Shield, then Loki then goes, takes the cube and steals the cube. Okay, he goes and steals the cube for himself, and runs away. And I'm sorry for how I'm talking or had problem with the words. Uh, yes, that basically Loki steals the cube, and then later on he will use the cube then to create an even bigger portal within the sky, and which will help then the Chitauri to go enter within the Earth's atmosphere and to start invading Earth. So that could explain why then in the trailers, especially if you saw the trailers, how there's this big huge circle thing in the sky, and then aliens and all kinds of stuff are coming out of it. So yeah. And so that, and the fact that I had a chance to check out some things about Marvel when it comes to Wikipedia, and that there's no surprise how aliens usually appear frequently within the Marvel comic book. So I guess that's how, that's how they were able to have an alien invasion within the movie, because the fact that it is based on Marvel comic books and that there are aliens in the Marvel comic books. So yeah, so yeah. Other than that, at least there was that explanation for the Marvel. The explanation of why there was an alien invasion in the movie. That, and also there was another thing I was wondering about of how is it they will get Thor to appear on Earth, and so as he could still be a part of the Avengers and help them fight against the alien invasion and to try to go against Loki. What happened is that it was mentioned in the movie how Thor's dad, called Odin, the All-Father, who happens to be portrayed by Anthony Hopkins in the other movie called Thor. That what happened is Odin managed to get some substance called dark matter and used that as a way for Thor to come to Earth. And it's obvious that Thor had to come to Earth, with a mission, with the idea of getting Loki and the Terrasac Cube, get them both together and have them go back to Asgard. And so yeah. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Well, actually not it, sorry. A few other things I'm going to mention. I know that some people may have a hard time trying to watch the Avengers, because especially when they're trying to understand all these things. The thing is, you will have to then watch the other movies that are Marvel that deal with this movie, the Avengers, and that will happen to be the Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, Thor 1, and Captain America 1. Okay, and especially with the last two movies I mentioned, Thor 1 and Captain America 1. Why? Because with Thor, when you watch that movie, you understand at least the psychology, or at least the emotional problems that Loki has, and how is it that he changes and how he becomes a bad guy, and then that could help you to understand why is it he's doing the things that he's doing in the Avengers. And that with Captain America, that is the movie where they first mention the cube and how that cube is a part of what's going on not only in Captain America but also what's happening in the Avengers. So yeah. And so before I end this video, I'd like to mention I'll be making other videos, such as talking about the post-credit scenes of the movie, my thoughts about the next movies for the Avengers, not just for the Avengers, but for Marvel movies in general, like what will be happening in the near future, with those movies, such as Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Captain America 2, and how they might make Avengers 2, depending on how this one, the Avengers, depending on how it is, how well it does, how successful it is. So yeah. And also be on the lookout for a video which has me talking about my thoughts about seeing the alien invasions and these new recent movies. And so that's it. Thank you for watching and have a good day.